We are recording.
Yes.
It's gonna happen every time. Huh? Hey, hi, hello. We are Screens On Podcast. I'm Madhav.
I'm Rahul, and today we're
Uh,
discussing what is written on my shirt, Cyberpunk 2077. Also, another reminder to watch the podcast and not just listen to it, or vice versa. Just
yes, you
listen
can
to
see
us.
our
Yeah,
awesome T-shirts.
yeah. We
We'll
got
attach
awesome.
the title of the video
Yeah.
so that you know
Uh,
what we're talking about. Visual storytelling we have here.
yep.
So yeah, we're finally doing Cyberpunk. Even though I
Mm-hmm.
finished it like a month and a half ago,
Yeah.
uh, we thought, fuck it, chalo, let's just do it. So yeah, let's just get into it. You start.
Okay, so Cyberpunk 2077, I played this game at launch when it came out because like I got a review code on the day of launch. Amazing. I mean, that tells you how much the company is really, confident in their own product. Uh, so I got the game on launch day, very hyped. And at that point, I guess I need to talk a little bit about the whole launch period mess, right? So
थोड़ा सा ही करते हैं because everyone
yeah,
knows.
little bit. So CDPR, they gave like it was very restricted in the way they gave out the codes for reviewers. So for one day, it was very selective. Very few people got it before launch. Most YouTubers, reviewers, whatever, they got it on launch or after launch. And B, you couldn't show any footage of console gameplay, and you couldn't show your own PC gameplay on the launch day reviews. You had to show B-roll footage from what they provided,
Shady as
and
shit.
very shady. So most reviewers who have some goodwill, they posted the reviews after the launch day, after the embargo, so they could use their own footage. And funnily enough, throughout the game, when I played it in that period, I didn't run into too many bugs or anything, but there were a lot of issues that I had then. And as time has gone on, as I finished the game like 3 months ago, I can now sit back and see the flaws that I didn't see before. So it hasn't aged well for me. What about you?
Already.
Yeah, already. And we just had a patch 1.2. 1.2.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I told you the only reason I'm not gonna play it even after the patch is because I have exactly 77 hours
Yeah.
on Steam. So
But
yeah,
you've completed it, no?
yeah, I did all. I think out of 7, I did 5 endings.
Mm-hmm.
uh, and I think I just saw the other 2 on YouTube. So I played it about a month after launch. So all the kind of the hype had died down, like just as it had died down. So I like that. I wasn't surrounded by like people telling me about the game and telling me what I should think and stuff. So I like that. Um, First act was going on. I was really liking it. I wasn't seeing what all the hate was about. Also because I didn't follow any of the like release stuff and all this shit that you're saying. I just knew
Yeah.
that Keanu's in the game, looks kind of cool. Let's play. So first act tak, I was really enjoying it, and I was not seeing what any of the hate was about. I was like, holy shit, this is a good game. Then even kind of throughout the second act, because second act is when you meet Panam.
Of course. I mean, you can't really critique that.
So yeah, the biggest thing I liked about the game is Night City, and I think that's the biggest like positive everyone has in the game.
Yeah.
Is that the design of Night City and the personality that they've tried to give it is really unique to this game. So far, it's only max. It's been done in like Blade Runner,
Yeah. It
in
has a lot of Blade Runner
popular media.
influences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because cyberpunk itself is like the name of the genre. It's
Mm-hmm.
not just the game, no. So yeah, that the city was really unique. It felt like there is a lot to explore. It at a lot of moments it did feel actually realistically lively,
Yeah.
like I would imagine a modern city to feel. Uh, so I really like that aspect. Ki there is scope for exploration, and you're not forced into it. That's the best part.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the issues started coming for me towards the second half of the game, particularly when Johnny Silverhand's backstory is revealed. All the shit
Okay.
that happened with Alt.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I've said too many times before on this, I am very story focused. मुझे
Mm-hmm.
gameplay से कुछ लेना देना नहीं है. Even though it was good, I was basically like, firstly I was playing on easy,
Yeah.
and I got the sniper rifle which Pan Am gives you, which is OP as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time there was a place I had to clear out or be stealth, I would hang back, snipe everyone, and go on my merry way. So that was fun. Also another thing I liked, Keanu Reeves as the character. He
Mm-hmm.
was very good, uh, and his acting is what made you sympathetic towards this asshole character. It wasn't the writing. We will get into the writing later. Holy shit. Um, so yeah, like I said, the issues started creeping for me around the second half of the story,
Mm-hmm.
uh, which is where, like, because you know the entire game it's been building up.
Yeah.
The What is Johnny Silverhand's deal?
Mm-hmm.
Because you know he's a fucking pivotal character. They're going to get into it, and when they finally get into it, it was so shallow. What did you think of that story?
What Johnny's storyline?
Yeah, his backstory specifically.
Okay. I think it was. Yeah. It wasn't like he really didn't have much motivation, did he? Aside from the surface level, fuck corporations, but outside of that, he had very little personal investment. Like obviously, all his girlfriend gets kidnapped, and that's a subplot. But aside from those two things, like even when we start out as Johnny Silverhand, we like it's kind of already just given to us that okay, he hates corporations and he hates Arasaka and all that, but we never really go beyond that in terms of actually
Yeah,
learning any history, learning what led up to all that hate, even before all gets kidnapped.
yeah,
So in that respect, yeah, you just kind of have to run with it. That okay, and that's kind of a running theme for a lot of the things in this game, where
for
whatever they're
not for
pre-
most of the characters.
yeah, yeah, because whatever they're presented to you as, that's what they are for most of it. There's very little
Exactly.
depth.
There's very little development, very little depth,
Hmm.
very little personal stakes.
Can you scoot a little right to your right?
My right.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, fine.
Cool. Okay. So so like which bugged me, no pun intended. Because
I'm gonna play a montage of all the bugs right now. I'm just gonna show as many bugs as possible.
it was it was really bothering me because the scale of the setting is so ambitious.
Yeah.
Because Night City is very ambitious. It is something that's, as far as I know, never been done before in games. You would know more about this,
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
I mean,
or at
in
least to
terms
this
of
scale.
the scale, I'd say in terms of just the amount of uh, depth on screen, like the amount of things and mechanics on screen at the same time, I'm like, that's probably one of the things that like we haven't seen in gaming ever, like to this level. um so just the amount of NPCs, amount of cars flying around, the you have levels above levels, you have one
Yeah,
road, another road above that, and it's all very like it all looks very congested and complicated, and that's what it's supposed to look like.
yeah.
um but then yeah, but when you start to scratch the surface, we get to a lot of issues, which we'll get to in a while. But yeah,
So
it looks wonderful, it looks beautiful, like first
like,
impressions, it's amazing.
yeah, dude, I was playing. I told you now, I was playing on low
Yeah, you're playing at low.
because I wasn't getting enough FPS. But I was playing on low, and it still looked good.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine what the RTX shit is. Uh,
So like distinction there. So Madhav played this game on a 1660 Super, right?
yes.
Yeah, on a 1660 Super. So obviously no ray tracing or anything like that. I played it on a 2060 Super. So I enabled ray tracing and I had DLSS, so that was fine. But either way, performance was shit at launch, regardless of whatever you had.
Apparently, it was. I luckily played it after the first patch or fix or
Yeah,
whatever came.
yeah, it
So
fixed a
there were
little bit.
less bugs, but there were still bugs. But I didn't encounter any of the ridiculous like shit I was seeing on Reddit.
No, Reddit, anything you see on Reddit is always like exaggerated.
Or
Like,
okay, fine,
yeah,
Donkey's video.
yeah, Donkey's Donkey's video is amazing. I'm just sad for all the people who played it on last gen consoles, and it's not even their fault. Like, you
It really
marketed the
isn't.
game for those consoles also. It's not like you just put it out on the new consoles and then you backported it. No. So
Yeah.
you marketed this game for the old consoles. It's been in development for at least since 2016. Like the actual development, it was like before that we had a couple of teasers and all, but that's aside from the point. So when you market it for those consoles, and it should be possible, it's just like, and then you compare it to games like God of War or Last of Us. Like, granted, they're not open world games, but still, Red Dead Redemption 2, it's an open world game. You compare it to that, there is a bare minimum level of performance you expect.
Yeah.
And my God, I feel so sad for people who spent like 4,000 rupees or
That's like
something.
simple fucking logic. You market
Yeah.
it to something, it doesn't work, you're bad.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, like a lot of problems with this game. Like, I'm really struggling to find positives before we just get into ripping this game a new one.
Yep.
Keanu was good. I liked Panam. I liked Judy's character and plotline were actually good. That
Yeah.
was the
Yeah.
one like great piece of writing in the game. I thought chemistry between Jackie and V is very very well done.
Hmm.
So it sets up that personal stake well. Um, what else?
It looks great.
Looks
Um,
good.
I think the gameplay, I mean, the gameplay is
It's a little
where,
too plain.
yeah, it's a
For
little
an
too
RPG of
plain.
this size and an RPG coming from CDPR,
Yeah, yeah. And
who
you
made
can
fucking
see
Witcher.
a lot of, like, you can almost feel what stuff was cut out of from the gameplay section, what features could have been there but weren't by the time the game shipped. I mean, there's a whole skill tree missing, and apparently so in the skill tree, right? There's like 5 sections,
Hmm.
and the bottom one is blank. You can't select it. You try selecting it, it just glitches. And apparently that's coming with some like expansion DLC or something. But even then, just like locking it out, like if you look at the Witcher 3, right? In the Witcher 3, when you go to the Blood and Wine
Yeah, you have a
expansion,
separate skill tree.
yeah, you get an extra skill section.
Yeah.
But in the main game, it's never implied that something has been locked off. It feels like an addition when you get it in Blood and Wine.
I thought that was just a design choice.
No, no,
Oh, that's bad.
no. So there's that stuff. There's a lot of missing. Like, you can feel that a lot of features were cut.
It
Well,
makes you
we know.
feel like a bug.
I mean, we know some features which were cut out. Like in the 2018 gameplay trailer, they showed a gameplay section. They had wall climbing, so you could use the mantis blades and you could climb on walls, and that was cut out
Oh,
from the game. There was an entire train. What do you
yeah,
call?
so I know the train system thing.
Yeah, the train system was cut off, but its remains are still in the game. Like, you can see the trains
Yeah,
running around in the game. But you were supposed to use it as a not fast travel, but like you could. It's like GTA. You could get on a train and get off somewhere else.
yeah, yeah.
So that was cut off. Uh,
Shit, that
it's,
would have been such a good way to explore the city.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the first shot in the first official trailer. In the 2018
Yeah,
trailer, he's in the train.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So that was
That's
cut off. And then a few other things, but I can't like remember on the spot right now. But yeah, a lot of shit was cut out.
can we get into the negatives now?
Oh
Okay,
yes.
let's get the bugs out of the way. What major bugs did you encounter?
Major. Wait, I have it all listed.
Yeah, same. Even I have my list open.
I have, wait, do I have the gameplay here? Wait a second. So I have a list of like I've labeled every clip I've saved. I pretty much recorded almost my entire playthrough, and I've labeled all the bugs. So I have a folder called bugs.
Fucking
So I
beautiful.
just have there's one called bike stopped working. So this is watching the
That's a
gameplay
very
right
common
now.
one I've seen.
Yeah, and I'll show the footage. Wait, I'll show the footage
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the side in edit. But yeah, what happened here? Let me just go through. Okay, so my bike, there's a main road, as you can see, like you the viewer. There's a main road. There's two sections. One's going downstream, one's going upstream, and there's a divider kind of area in between. Okay,
yeah.
which is almost as big as one of those sections of the roads. And the moment I get on top of that section, boom, your bike stops working.
Yeah.
That happened.
I had that happen to me. I can't remember. Might
And
have.
then okay, on top of building. Okay, so I was on top of some building.
Mm.
I dropped down for a stealth kill, and this is just like what, 6 feet or something. That's it. I drop on top of the guy, and we're just on the ground. I can't get up because my health bar is at like just 1 or 0. It's like in between, so I can't get up, but I'm not dying either. So stuff like that. I have one titled "What Could Go Wrong Taking Screenshot."
Oh no.
I'm riding on my bike around that. There's a section no where which connects to the downtown side. There's a system of bridges, 3-4 bridges.
Yeah.
So I'm going around that. I'm taking a screenshot using that amazing photo mode, and a car just hit me. Amazing, nice, great physics. My bike is gone.
Mm.
My bike just vanished out of nowhere. And so this is just bugs that you can like visually like just see directly, right? But there are some weird bugs where the music would loop at places it
Yeah,
shouldn't.
that's one of the things I encountered.
Yeah,
So
and then you pick up something but the text still remains to pick it up, stuff like that.
yeah. And then there's like, so there are every time you pass an NPC, some text will appear on their head of
What are
what
they
they're
saying?
saying or
Yeah.
something. And there's one where one of those recurring texts is just a question mark.
Okay.
Now, when you go away from the NPC, that text should disappear.
Hmm.
For me, it didn't. That one question mark has bugged me for about 30% of the game. It's just there floating. And I'm too lazy to go and find the origin of it. So I'm like, fuck it, just don't look at it. One bug I encountered was, like you said, the music. So this was in another thing that ruined Johnny's backstory for me.
Hmm.
In the Johnny backstory, you're playing as Johnny and you're breaking in to save Alt, and
Okay.
there's some combat music playing, like some
Oh
hard
yeah, that
rock.
happened with me also. It just stuck to that one
It
track.
just went on
Yep.
throughout the cutscene, and I'm
Yep.
like, इतना poignant moment चल रहा है,
And there's this
fucking
rock
important
music.
moment, and Johnny's finally being vulnerable or something, and that music is playing. I'm like, fuck off.
Apparently, that's a big one that a lot of other players face because I've seen a lot of like other YouTubers
That's
showing that.
horrible.
Yeah, that was bad.
That was bad. There was one where my bike wouldn't stop going around in circles. Um, it was just, and I had to restart the game. I couldn't get off it.
Yeah, yeah.
I couldn't move or anything. So there was that. There was one common one where after I've killed a guy, or when you're in stealth and the NPCs are taking cover to be safe from you or whatever, they'll say shit like, come out, or we're gonna kill you or something.
Hmm.
One guy was still saying that after I had killed him. Matlab, his corpse is
Yes,
yelling
it's
that to
gone.
me.
Yes.
He's not moving. He's very much dead. It's just his voice is echoing. I'm like, is this ghost haunting me or something? And there is one also, again, supposed to be a vulnerable moment ruined by a bug, when at the end you malfunction in the lift
Hmm.
in Embers, and you're
Okay.
taken to the Ripper Dog. I forget his name.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then Mystery takes you to that place, right?
Okay.
When you're in the lift, Misty's being all vulnerable about Jackie, and like it's a kind of touching moment or whatever. But in my playthrough, she was facing the wall of the lift. So she's like, "Oh, Jackie did this, Jackie did that." I mean, look at me. So there was that, and the most hilarious one, and this was actually the first bug, like big glitch I encountered.
Have you recorded anything?
No, I didn't record
Acha,
shit.
okay.
I don't
Bol.
record. So, and these are not like describing में पता चल रहा है कि क्या हो रहा है. One is this, actually I wish I had recorded. So there is this one side mission when you first meet Panam, कि she has to go into some cave base or something, and you have to take out everyone there.
Yeah.
The guy who's been bothering her or something.
Yeah.
And you have to take out everyone there. Except on the drive into the cave, for some reason I had to stop playing and I had to go somewhere. So I paused it, saved, and I came off it. When I started it again, in the original scene, you're in the passenger seat. This time I spawned in the driver's seat. Panam is also still there. She's the one driving the car. So me and Panam are sort of merged in. I'm like, that happens anyway later in the game. But you get what I'm saying, right? The bodies are just glitched into each other. So I can literally see the back of her eyeballs and her teeth and shit. And she's still looking at the side as if she's talking to me. So shit like that.
That's some amazing. There's a lot of amazing bugs in
And
this game.
mostly glitches and bugs I don't mind because I realize games have them. It's just when they happen at important moments in the story is what fucking irritates me.
Yep.
Like the Johnny thing and the Misty thing. That was just come on. Fucking annoying. So now the bugs are fucking out of the way. This game needed at least 1 or 2 more years, like not just technically, even writing wise, because the writing, it starts off very deep. It sets up stuff really well, but there is little like payoff to it.
Yeah.
It's like they know how to set up stuff really well, but they can't follow through. Kind of like the marketing of this game. But so, I mean, that should have been symbolic. So
don't trust corporations, says the corporation selling you a game which is not complete.
So the V's whole arc is he wants to like be a legend or whatever, go down a legend, and the price of being a legend is death. That never comes back to like so that he gets more development. You're just given one choice at the end.
Yeah.
And do you want Keanu to be in your body, or do you want to have your body to yourself and Keanu goes with Alt or whatever? And that's an issue I have with actually all the endings. Not only, and all the choices also in the game. Not only are the choices like very black and white, there is no gray morality to be found, honestly. And there's always clearly, if you notice in the choices, there's always one option that they really want you to pick.
Yep.
And then 2 that are just given because choice dena hai.
Yeah.
It almost becomes illusion of choice. And honestly, at the end,
it is illusion of choice.
It is
Throughout a lot of it.
In the ending, in the third act or whatever, you're given choices as to how you're going to break into Arasaka.
Yeah.
But that's the only difference in all the endings. The actual ending is chosen because of A, the path you pick, and B, do you choose to go in your body or do you choose to let Keanu be in your body and you die?
Yeah.
That's it. Those are the 2 main choices which lead to the ending. Everything that came before, just the only way everything that came before changes is in the credits. Those voice messages you get from people,
They're different.
They're different. That's it.
Oh yeah, talking about choices and life paths, let's just start at the top, right? When the game starts off and you get to choose between 3 life paths. Now, this thing was marketed so heavily. Like, oh my god.
Branching storylines.
Yeah, like I remember in 2018 ka gameplay, I'll show the clip. In 2018, the first gameplay demonstration, like the public gameplay demonstration.
48-minute one.
Yeah, the 48-minute one. They showed the character creator menu. Right. It was an early phase, so I'm fine. Take it, this will change. That's not a problem. But there was so much choice in that character creator menu. For starters, like you could choose your childhood hero, and then there were like 3-4 options. You
I
could
remember
choose
that shit.
so much stuff. Why did you come to Night City? You could choose a reason, like I want money or I want fame or whatever. That, and then they obviously said that you can choose between 3 life paths, and they all affect very differently. But it's really most of what the life paths come down to is just the first like 20
The way
minutes or
you
something is
start,
different,
yeah,
and
a
in
few
just
choices that you get throughout the
yes,
game.
yeah, and mostly all dialogues, you just get some passive life path related answer. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's all.
So it really like begs the question: was choice even required in this game?
Hmm.
Because
Because even
there are
compared to like,
because it gets to a point where like the choice you get at the end of GTA 5
oh god,
is more, it has more depth,
yeah.
because the entire game is linear and then you get to choose the end. Here
Hmm.
you have choice throughout, but it means jack shit because
Yep.
most of the choices play out the same. Max and max different dialogues you'll get, max, or like depending on your character attributes and
Hmm.
how powered up you are in each attribute, you get different choices and you get to go through. Like there'll be one, okay, if your tech skill is so high you can break into this place, else you have to find a different path. How
Yeah.
long does a different path take you? 3 minutes.
Yeah.
What's the point?
And what's even more surprising is that, I mean, ek to you can't really compare it to a lot of other games. Fucking, you can't even compare it to something like Skyrim, which is like an ancient game
Biggest
at this point.
comparison would be Witcher.
And even that falls through
And
so
that is
badly.
so like, because in Witcher, the choices you make actually have consequence.
Yeah.
You can kill Kiera Metz in the first act, and then she doesn't come at Battle of Kaer Morhen,
Yep.
and she doesn't save Lambert or whatever. Lambert could die if you kill her.
Hmm.
That is a huge consequence. The Baron storyline can affect your gameplay. Everything can affect how the story plays out.
And the
Here it's
three
just
endings
choice for the
in.
sake of choice.
And the
And
three.
oh my god, holy shit! In Witcher, you
Yes.
don't even know that you were making choices deciding your fate
Yeah. They felt
until
so natural.
the end happens.
Hmm.
Exactly. Here it's like, okay, how do you want this game to end?
Yep.
A, B, or C. It doesn't matter. We're just giving you this choice.
You
Lay
know
low.
that graph, right? Is like flowchart where it's A, you need to get to C,
Yeah.
and generally it's like, generally what you would expect is A, B, C, D, F. These are all different paths, and maybe at the end they kind of converge. Here, every choice feels like, okay, it's just one linear thing. We just added 2 points on top, but it's gonna lead
Yeah.
back in.
I mean, there's literally in the secret ending, you break in yourself.
Yeah,
Why did you need help then?
it's so
Johnny
awkward.
is like, oh, I'll help you break in. How?
And it's so awkward like that, because mostly you break into Arasaka and you have a fight with Adam Smasher,
Yeah,
and it's the same. It's exactly the same fight. Whatever choice you pick, though.
exactly the same. Like,
Yeah.
and so, having Adam Smasher as the boss when you choose Keanu and Rogue's path makes
Hmm.
sense because there's personal stake there.
Yeah, yeah.
Why?
That was my first ending. That's the first
Same,
thing I
same.
chose.
That was my first this thing. Even though I wanted to pick the Pan Am ending first, I
Hmm.
thought in what I've been through so far, the Keanu path makes the most sense.
Hmm.
Uh, because Pan Am, after you finish a storyline, she's not there for like a major portion of the game.
Yep.
Keanu's there with you throughout. So, so having Smasher as the boss there makes sense. In the other two, he's just there.
Yep.
He's just some guy who Keanu told you about.
Yeah. It's bizarre. A lot of the choices in this
A
game are
lot of the
so
things
bizarre.
needed
Uh,
far more time to
Oh
be
yeah,
developed.
a lot of time in writing also. I mean, the game they tried to ship at launch should have
Hmm.
taken 1 more year just to
Hmm.
get that game done well, development. And the game that it should have been, like in terms of writing and adding in more
Needed
stuff,
good 2 years.
needed a good 2 years easily.
Fucking so annoying, man. I
Yeah.
would, and especially like I said, because the first act of the game was really good, and I was really into it, and I was like, "This is a fantastic game."
Hmm.
And then it goes on.
Yeah.
Uh,
Which life path did you pick?
Street Kid.
Street Kid. Okay, I picked
Does it
Nomad. Yeah.
matter?
I do like one thing about the Nomad life path is that you start off on the outside the city in the desert area, and then like it takes some time, takes some build up to get to Night City. And so when you do get to Night City, you are like roaming around, you're seeing these huge skyscrapers and all, and it does have a profound effect. Oh, okay, it means something that I am in this big city, even though it's just in like the first 20 minutes. But that I feel like that was a very, I don't know whether the Nomad path was
I'm sure
just,
that there was some payoff for it, and they had to cut it out because it wasn't finished.
no, I feel like the Nomad path has the most payoff in some ways, like at least for me, because you compare Pan Am, her importance to the story, and her clan's importance, and I think some YouTuber, someone had suggested that maybe they actually had just one path, one set story, and then later they thought of adding in these life paths, because really the
Very, very
Corpo
well.
and the Street Kid, like you don't connect with as like with Judy to some level, maybe for a Street Kid, I guess.
Hmm.
uh, but yeah, because the amount of connection you can have with Pan Am, it's crazy
Yeah.
for a life path you don't even need to choose. So like a lot of the decisions in this game feel like they had thought of a certain thing, but then in development they changed it for the sake of
They changed it,
marketing.
or I feel it's also possible they weren't able to finish it in time.
Yeah, that's also
All you know,
possible.
the three stories were actually branching, but they
Hmm.
had time to pull off only one. So at some point they had to have
Yeah,
them all merge.
yeah, probably.
So that was one thing. I'll okay. Two things I liked. I liked Judy's whole plot line.
Hmm.
The thing, her friend, what Elizabeth, her name is, who dies
Yeah, I think
or
so.
something. She dies, and then you find out Judy's backstory about her, uh, what her family was, and things like that. Because you go in that underwater diving.
Oh man, that was a great mission.
That was damn.
Bells of Laguna Bend. I love that soundtrack also, the one that plays in that
Oh,
mission.
yeah, yeah. Well, the third thing I like the soundtrack. So the
Yes.
Judy thing, you find out her backstory insanely well because you're basically shown what it
Mm-hmm.
is
Yep.
in the wrecks of the ocean, uh, and her payoff finally. She's left Night City.
Yeah.
That was really well done. Although there was that I encountered that bug you were telling me, ki after she leaves and you call her, there'll be a certain dialogue options.
Yeah, yeah.
If you go to her apartment,
She's still there.
she's still there.
And she's saying
You
the
can have
same
the
thing.
same dialogue options.
So in the
And you're
first
asking her how's I don't know, Illinois or wherever she goes, and she's like,
Uh-huh.
it's good. I like it here in
I'm driving
Illinois.
right now.
Yeah.
And you're standing in front of her in her apartment and she's saying it to your face. Yeah, I'm driving right now. I'm free. I can talk. What's up?
And she's literally in front of you leaning out the window. I'm like, Benji, kya kar rahe ho? So there was that, which was like, okay, her plotline was resolved very well also.
Yeah.
Second thing I liked, the Jackie's funeral scene.
Yeah, that was
That
really
was
well
very
done.
well done. That was very respectful. I like that they did that. And third thing, the soundtrack.
Hmm.
This soundtrack deserves a better game.
Yeah, the soundtrack, they did a great job. Like after finishing the game, I still have the album, like certain songs in my like custom playlist. I just listen to it time to time,
Yeah, yeah.
like whenever I take a walk or something.
Mine is like, dude, never fade away. Samurai cover.
Never Fade Away, that cover, the one that comes in the end, amazing,
That is
amazing.
fucking fantastic. That was good. Uh, Getting into more bad stuff. Okay, so I another thing that had potential, the ending, when you take the Hanako ending path,
Mm-hmm.
and you're sort of captured in that space shuttle
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
uh, that montage could have been so much better
Yeah, you're just living the
with the
same day
Rubik's
over and
cube
over. Yeah,
and the walking thing, whatever that's
yeah,
called,
yeah.
treadmill.
Treadmill.
So, that montage could have been far better had they just done it in a cutscene.
Mm-hmm.
Also, in that, okay, one thing I want to talk about in that, you get to know Yorinobu's motivation
Yeah.
for killing his dad. And
Mm-hmm.
it was that my father could control fear in people. I wanted that. What?
Yeah, it's got.
This is not the time to bring this up.
I didn't even. I went through, I think, 2 or 3 endings, and the rest I just watched because I didn't have the energy to go through all of them.
Yeah.
The first ending, like the proper final ending I got, was the heist one, where he goes to for this pulling off a heist on an online casino or something. That was the first one.
Apparently, that is the secret ending.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, because I saw 5 different videos of
Hmm.
the secret ending, and that is the
Wow.
secret ending.
अच्छा
Can
होगा
you
फिर.
imagine? Yeah, that's the first one even I got. How do you get the first, like, how do you get the secret ending in the first time? It's not even a secret ending, it's a secret path. Because the actual
Yeah.
again, you get to decide only when you're in that machine or whatever.
Huh. Also, one pet peeve of mine in that ending, you go through all the Arasaka stuff and then you wake up, like it's a few months later or something. You wake up in this amazing penthouse or something, right, on top of a building,
Yeah.
and you have whoever you chose, Judy or Panam, you have her there, and then you fly off. You get
And
to
then
the
you get,
afterlife, but
yeah.
then later, that's the same building. I think it's the same building where. Um, no, it's fuck. I'm forgetting which building it is. I think it's the same building where you have the apartment, but it's just at the top. But maybe I'm wrong. But you can you can't get to that penthouse later in the game, like when you come back to it
Yeah.
properly. Like you have to do some parkour tricks and all to get to your penthouse. Come on, like that would have been a sweet bonus after finishing the game to have this whole place to yourself. Come on.
Imagine. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. It just feels
It really does
disappointing.
because that penthouse end. So I chose Panam, and
Hmm. Yep,
Panam
same.
is there with you, and uh,
It's all nice and cozy.
like I remember there being about 4 or 5 times in that conversation you have with her out on the balcony,
Mhm.
4 or 5 times where you have choices, and each has 3 different choices.
Yeah.
They all lead to the same thing.
Yep.
You go away regardless of what option you pick.
Yep.
Why?
Which ending do you like the best?
There were 2 I like the best. One was the maybe we could just end it all here.
Okay, the suicide
Shoots
ending.
himself on the, yeah, that was good. And the one where Keanu rides away on the bus.
Okay. Acha.
Those were the 2 best endings.
I really like the Pan Am ending where you join up with the nomads and you
Panam
leave.
is the most satisfying in the sense ki, acha, you've had all these problems with her and now you're with her.
Hmm.
It was a simple ending.
Yeah.
It was nice, but it was slightly simpler
Also,
than the other 2, I
apparently, in
thought.
that one, if you romanced Judy, which
Yeah.
you can only do as a female, which is a weird fucking choice because it has no depth or anything within the narrative of the game.
Yeah, same with the river.
Ha 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 ha. Yeah, him also. So I think he also shows up maybe like if you don't choose Pan Am but you choose that ending Pan Am wala, she's also there on top of that tank, the Judy or whoever you choose, the other guy I think, and your Pan Am is also there, which feels kind of weird because that is very much a romance centric ish ending with Pan Am. But yeah, I've seen videos where like if you chose Judy, Judy is also there.
Again, a good example for how to make this better is Witcher. If you choose both Yen and Triss, you
You get
lose them
fucked.
both.
Yep.
mean, or more like you don't get fucked.
You don't get fucked.
But
There is only the illusion of getting fucked. Also, in The Witcher 3, they really committed to whichever ending you chose, because like you end the game, you choose whoever, and then in the expansion that comes
you
back.
get that person exactly.
Yeah. But here, so then I'm wondering if in this game, whatever the expansions are coming, it'll come in like 5 years or something. Like at the rate at which
कुछ
they're
नहीं connect होने वाला है. I guarantee none of this shit is gonna connect.
yep,
It's
sure.
gonna be an entirely different thing, dude.
So right now they're just hard at work patching this game to work as it should have at launch. Like the
Also,
other
what was
day,
up with the street cred system? Did that
Street
have any
Cred.
impact on the game other than giving you more side missions?
Yeah, no. I mean, I think it was supposed to have more stuff, but that's what it is in the game.
Because it has no bearing on like max and max you get ability points.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
Also,
it.
also regarding that, I just have to. All the body modifications are so expensive. They're just too expensive. You
Yeah.
you can't try them. You can. It's super expensive. And I'm angry that I got some of them after I beat the game while I was free roaming.
Yeah.
I got the double jump after I beat the game, which I later realized is probably one of the most fun and useful abilities in the
It
entire
was very
game.
useful. It was.
That I think I got something else also, but I couldn't get much because it's super expensive.
Yeah.
My God, it just hurts me that even that body modification thing, which is really cool, right? Like stuff like using the scroll wheel to zoom into stuff. It's super cool. Like haven't seen that stuff done in games really. I mean, if there might have been, but I missed out on them. So there's so much potential, and that's the one thing I have to say about everything in this game. There's so much potential everywhere. Story, writing, gameplay, everything.
Really, really is. It's just it's almost like Shyamalan made this game.
Okay, so let's talk about the gameplay now. The actual gameplay, combat stealth, that stuff. So how do you feel about the balance? Do you think there was any balance, or was it?
Okay,
Uh,
I will start off by saying I'm not a gamer. I don't focus much on gameplay, but these are just my observations.
mhm.
Uh, I'm saying this as if so many people are gonna comment with hate,
Yeah, yeah,
uh, because we have so many comments, no, on our videos.
yes.
And so yeah, balance in terms of
Like, do you think there was a balance between you choose, like, if for any given mission, or do you think there it was balanced in the way that you could choose a guns blazing method or going in stealthily, and both would play out as you would expect? Or do you think it was more weighted towards combat or more weighted towards stealth? Because that latter does not exist
definitely
in this game.
they definitely have options for stealth.
They do.
Problem is the stealth only works if you're extremely good at it,
Yeah. And you
like
have spec'd into
ninja
it.
level good.
Like you
And
have gotten those abilities for stealth specifically.
exactly, if you've got the stealth abilities, if you've got abilities to hack into things, so there are options for stealth, but they don't tell you that you kind of need to know how to do it well enough.
Yeah.
Because ek to there's, as far as I know, there's the tagging system didn't really work for me, where you can tag the enemies
Okay. Yeah.
through
Yeah.
cameras and shit.
Mhm.
That didn't really work for me because I would tag someone, but then after a while the tag would disappear as if it's timed. Like, why
Yeah.
would you do that?
Yeah. Probably.
There was
And
that.
they also had a Watch Dogs element to
I
it
was just
where
about to say that. They had the Watch Dogs thing where you can look through the camera and hack into shit, but the options are so less and hardly ever affect anything. And if you ever do it, then it's not stealth, no,
Mhm.
because then everyone is just starts looking for you.
Yeah.
Uh,
My God, the NPCs are so broken in this game.
so fucking broken, bro. Ek to I told you, guy yelling at me even after I've killed him. That was amazing.
I just want to picture you looking at the body. क्या बोल रहा है?
क्या बोल रहा है भाई? Come out, I am. So yeah, so like I said, my whole combat thing was stand back, snipe the fuck out of everyone, and just cruise through it.
Mm-hmm.
What I hate were the fucking landmines.
Oh yeah.
So annoying. You'd be doing so well sniping everyone, and you're moving on the outskirts. I'm like, ha ha ha, you can't catch me, and a landmine will blow up in my face.
Yeah.
Give some indication. Have it beep.
Yeah.
It
Like,
does beep, but that beep is too little for you to get away.
speak of beep, you remember there's a scene where you go to your parking space in your apartment in that building. You get in your car, some taxi crashes into you, the eleven beep beep
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah,
At first, I thought that was a glitch, but then later I saw that okay, that's actually part of the mission.
yeah. Even at first, I thought it was a glitch, but then I saw the characters reacting to it.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, this is kind of scripted. Uh, Another thing I actually liked in the Delamain mission, where you have to go and rescue those 7 Delamains.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
One of them is GLaDOS.
Oh.
She has the personality of GLaDOS from Portal.
Oh yeah. 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 Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
she's all the time says the cake is a lie, and I'm pretty sure they got the same voice actress.
Yeah, probably. But
Not
dude,
they've
this
got a
game has so
damn good
many.
lookalike. I remember an Office reference,
Yeah.
where it was a Japanese guy saying,
Oh yeah, yeah.
"Kill the Yakuza boss.
Yes, yes.
So and so gave me
yeah,
job.
yeah. Give me
Kill
job.
the Yakuza boss on purpose."
Yep.
That
No,
was
there's
very early on in the
there's
game.
a lot of cameos and like jokes like that. So, you remember when you go into the Arasaka building with Jackie, and you're checking into the reception, right? And then there's a bar area where you stand for a couple of minutes. Hideo Kojima is in the game in that bar.
Yeah. I know.
He's
I
there.
didn't encounter him, but I've seen videos.
He's there, and then there's some streamers also who are in the game as NPCs, like in with side missions. So Alana, she's in the game,
I know she's in the game.
and then a few others also who I know, but they're also in the game. There's a beggar right at the marketplace. Right outside the marketplace, there's a beggar, no, who keeps talking that corporations are bad. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do
Yeah.
that.
That preacher guy.
So he's a streamer also, Co-Carnage. So I mean, like, okay, good for them, but
Yeah, but it doesn't like add anything.
I mean, it's a cool
I
thing
even
that
encountered one guy saying, "I hate sand. It's rough, coarse, and irritating."
yes,
And
yes,
it's
yes.
everywhere.
One of the nomads. I loved it so loud. Amazing, amazing jokes. Oh, but yeah, let's not talking about the open world, and like we talked about all of these things. I think one of the things
Hate that you
that
have to travel to a fast travel point
yes,
and
too
then
fast travel.
go and fast travel. I'm like, that defeats the point of fast travel.
Also, I feel like okay, the open world is really good to look at, like the atmosphere and all. It's great, but just the way all the missions are structured and the way content is locked off and the way it's all randomized on the city, it feels like this probably could not have been an open world game and still would have been just fine.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, this could have just been linear and structured or whatever.
Yeah, like it could have been linear, but
Because
obviously
there
like
is,
God of War, linear but expanded,
yeah.
and it
Boy, like,
probably could have worked.
yeah, that or Tomb Raider or something.
Hmm.
Because, like, yeah, like I said, there is a lot to interact with in this open world, but it's just there for the sake of interaction. It doesn't flesh out the world anymore. It doesn't add anything of like entertainment value or something that's like fun to do. Um, yeah, it really felt a lot of this game, a fuck ton of this game feels like it was done for the sake of it being done.
Hmm. It just leaves a bad taste
We
in your mouth.
found annoyed because this had so much potential and we were so
Yeah,
excited. This is more disappointment speaking.
yeah. My
And
one
all
of my
stuff
friend.
that like has some level of an easy fix.
Yeah, yeah.
Other than, I guess, the branching storyline, which would be the most complex,
Mhm.
everything else is kind of easy to fix. Or
Also bare minimum you expect from the fixes, like fixing the weird music issues, the dialogue, the small
yeah, that's really glitches that
stuff.
I don't find usually in other games.
Yeah, you
See,
don't.
a character clipping through a vehicle and stuff, that's fine. That
The T
happens there.
poses.
Characters clipping through each other.
You're driving a car and T poses.
T-pose, shit like that happens in almost every game. I get that.
Yeah,
But this music thing, that fucking one question mark that has bugged me for.
yeah. There's just so much potential squandered. So uh, I knew about this game from right before the 2018 gameplay. Like
Hmm.
2018 ka start mein I played Witcher 3 and like finished it, loved it, and that's when I started learning more about, like, okay, they're also making this game called Cyberpunk. Uh, I've been looking forward to it since then for like what, 3 years now.
Hmm.
But I have a friend who didn't have a laptop or a gaming PC at that point, 2018. Uh, but he saw the trailer, he saw the
Anyway,
gameplay, he pre-ordered,
you told me.
and now he has a PC. He just recently built a PC. He still hasn't
Not
played it.
playing it.
And I asked him to, like, ab aa gaya hai, there's a few patches, try it out. No. And he bought it on GOG, paying a little bit more than I think he paid a little bit more than what you pay on Steam. So,
Damn.
and
That's
just how badly can you fuck up? Like, even for open world games, the way I kind of judge how it ages is after you finish the story for any open world game, you have to see how much does the game have to offer for you to go back in and just have fun in free
yeah,
roaming or side missions or whatever. With
yeah.
Cyberpunk, I have not felt the need to go back at all,
Same.
at all. Even with the new patches, whatever. And you at least did a lot of the side quests. I remember you did almost
I
all
was
of the side
I
quests.
was
No,
trying to complete every side quest
yeah.
possible before the meet Hanako and Embers thing.
Yeah, yeah. And I didn't, like, so I pretty much like just went through the main story directly. I did a few side quests because I knew they all kind of connect. And then later, after beating the game, I haven't gone back to do any side quests, whatever at all. That's just a sad state of affairs for an open world game set in the future, inspired by Blade Runner and all that, which I really love.
And I remember that the only reason I did complete the side quest is because sniping was actually fun in this game.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I saw
most of
your
the
gameplay.
missions are like you have to just clear out a bunch of people. So I
Hmm.
was like, yeah, sniping. Uh, and that's it. That's the only reason I liked like doing the side missions. It wasn't because of the narrative. The
Hmm.
narrative is shit in almost each side mission.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, it's just it's not done with much heart, is what I can
Yeah.
say. It was kind of like Man of Steel, where they had
Oof.
their head in the right place, but it didn't
Hmm.
have heart, is
Yeah.
what I can say.
Yeah, there's also, I would have loved some Siri cameo, even if it's just a blink and you miss it NPC or something. Ah, because Siri
City
travels to this
of
world in
Witcher.
Witcher 3, yeah. In which
Ah, right. I remember that. Yeah, fuck.
that would
Huh,
have
I
been
didn't think
lovely.
of that. That would have been cool.
Did you see Roach Race, one of the arcade games? We go to one of the
Ah,
shops.
I remember that.
There's Roach Race and there's a Witcher 3 ka theme playing in a like 8-bit tune.
Oh, nice. And I remember that there was that one magazine thing, Easter egg,
Yeah, yeah.
uh, which was there.
There's
Yeah.
MILF card.
Do you think that was an actual Easter egg?
Yeah, there's a big giant billboard called MILF card. There's a
Shit,
posters.
I
You haven't
thought for
seen?
a second that was no. I have seen them. I thought for a second that was a coincidence.
I
I
know.
didn't know that was like a nod towards.
Of course, it's a nod.
Fuck. So then they should have gone full on. No, the Witcher,
The picture.
wild cunt.
But I'm glad they've distanced themselves from Witcher 3 in this game, because I don't want to associate this with the Witcher 3. Like, you have to, because you really can't talk about this game without comparing or even mentioning Witcher 3, because it's
Can't
just
just
that.
and it's not just a thing of like, oh, CDPR made something as great as Witcher, how can Cyberpunk be so shit? It's
Yeah.
more out of a place of how to make Cyberpunk better,
Yeah.
because Witcher just nails everything about an RPG.
Hmm.
So yeah, that the story was way too plot driven, and at times where the details I just kind of didn't care about. I found myself really spacing out while details were given, and just going and following the targets and shit like that. Whatever
Yeah.
objective is given to me, just going and doing that.
I found myself skipping through a lot of dialogue, like in general, because I knew what the result would be.
Exactly.
And I don't like to do that generally. Even Assassin's Creed, like Valhalla, this one thing, like Witcher 3 is a long game, right? Its main story is around 40-50 hours or something. But
Mm.
there I did not want to skip anything. I loved the characters, every dialogue interaction, it just felt so well done.
Yeah.
Valhalla, even Valhalla is a long game, and there's a section in between where it's just going on and on without any like main tight plot. So there I felt comfortable spamming through shit. Here it's a short game. Cyberpunk is like what, 25 hours or something like that. It's very short compared to a lot of
Very.
RPGs or open world games. But it just feels like there's no consequence to most of the things.
Exactly. There is no real consequence other than however that storyline is resolved. It doesn't
Hmm.
affect any of the other stories. It doesn't affect anything later in the story. It doesn't give you extra choices if characters are alive or whatever.
So are you do you see yourself going back into this game later, like few months or later, when it's all fixed and polished and shined?
Nah.
Not at all. Okay. Yeah, even I'm kind of in the same boat. Even like, I know they will fix it eventually, but because there will be like.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I hope it turns out to be a Unity situation
Mhm.
where it,
I
after the
love
game
that.
is all fixed and shit.
I love Unity after the patches was dash. I love that meme. Dude, Unity after the patches was amazing. I love Lasers videos. One, I think a thumbnail was Unity after the patches was unstoppable or something like that. It's too much power for one game to have.
Yeah.
It's just a sad state of affairs.
Much more time.
Yeah.
What was the reason they just went through with the release and didn't delay it more?
I think it was just the amount, like it probably had to do with some, like, pretty sure it had to do with some monetary incentives, because they probably crunched the numbers and saw if we delay this further, because it had already been delayed like 4 times before that. It was supposed to come out in April, then it got delayed to like September, then it got delayed to November. So I think at that point they just couldn't delay it. The problem was they shouldn't have put out a release date at all.
Exactly. That done when it's ready shit on
It
the
has
turntable.
aged like, oh my god, it has aged so badly. Coming when it's ready, really. And now Cyberpunk CDPR just put out a like a investors call kind of a video recently, like 2 days back, where they discussed their strategy going forward. And one of their main things was, we're not gonna market a game until it's closer to launch. And also, so
Hello,
two other things to take away
anticipation.
from that, right? So another thing was, they're expanding the developers, so they're going to start parallel development across Witcher and Cyberpunk franchises, because they've said that already ki, we're not gonna make another IP. These are the two franchises we're gonna play in for the foreseeable future. So
Yeah, no, no, I know that the parallel development is gonna happen.
hmm,
I don't know how I feel about it.
hmm. No, I'm fine with that. Like, a lot of studios do it. If you're big enough studio, you have the resources, you can pull it off. The thing is, they also talked about adding in online components slowly to their games. So Cyberpunk multiplayer, which was supposed to be its own game,
Ah, right.
that is basically cancelled at this point. They said that we are not. doing that now.
You know what? Good actually. Cut your losses.
Dude, like a Cyberpunk multiplayer, like just GTA Online, but in the world of Cyberpunk, that would have been bonkers.
I know,
But you
and
can't
then
even do your single player thing.
exactly that's what fucking hilarious.
It's too ambitious at this point. Like at
Way
one,
too ambitious. Like, okay, no, it's good to be ambitious. Just have the resources to pull it off, please.
or just the time.
Invest enough time and money in it to
Yeah.
make it good.
Oh man, how would Keanu be feeling?
I think he's still feeling fine. He's
He
made his
didn't do
money and
much.
fucked off.
Yeah, like he didn't do much work apparently. Like they didn't require him too much, as far as I've read. Like for the amount of role he has in the game, he wasn't on set like for recording sessions and motion capture as much as you would think he was.
Huh?
Yeah. So, oh man, it's Cyberpunk.
Yeah, this was just
And I love that futuristic like cyberpunk universe. I just love it. I love Blade Runner. 2049 is one of my favorite movies of all time.
yes.
uh why did I have to ruin it so badly?
Yeah, just
Oh man.
I'm really finding like out of shit to say about it.
Yep, I think that's where we should end it. But one good thing is that the next thing we will talk about is a positive thing.
Yeah, so I finally finished Origins,
Yep.
and it's 2 DLCs. So next video will be that.
Yeah, and that's going to be interesting because I haven't played the DLCs. I finished Origins a couple of times. I've done it 2 times, yeah. So you're going to have a lot to add on that part.
Yeah.
And then I think soon you'll get into Valhalla, hopefully, if it goes on sale
If it
or
goes
a
on a
good price.
massive
On
sale
a
or
massive sale. If
like
Ubisoft just feels generous one day.
yeah, and if they just do, then that's good. If not, then देखते हैं थोड़ा 2-3 more years.
Um,
It's okay. My Steam library is pretty unplayed at this point.
I mean, it's not on Steam either way, so it's just kind of sad. It's on Epic and Uplay.
Whatever, I just have a lot of shit to complete before
Yep.
that.
No, but it's fine. Like you played Cyberpunk, khatam kiya, Witcher khatam kiya. Origins, you blasted through it.
Yeah, dude, I was playing it way too much. So yeah, sneak peek for next video. I fucking love Origins.
Yeah, even I love Origins. That's gonna be a fun one. That we'll enjoy talking about a game or
Yeah,
a movie
yeah,
or whatever, but we'll enjoy it.
yes.
So that's about it. Thank you for watching or listening. Which a friendly reminder you can do because we are available on all your favorite podcasting platforms: Google Podcasts, Apple, iTunes, Spotify. बाकी तो कोई यूज नहीं करता. I don't think so. So
Yeah.
those three you can find in the description. And that's about it. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.